Oh, you are feeling a little rough, aren't
Dun,
you?
dun, dun, na, 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 na.
Wow. You got a great, I like that rasp in your voice.
Oh,
it's a
my
good
God.
rasp.
So, Sports Show, episode 241. I decided to go one-on-one with my brother-in-law yesterday. I think it came up as a tie, but the only loser here is Dimitri.
And the only...
Take it away from him. Under 4 left. The barn is alive again. 52-51.
Got me in my hormones, all gas, no brakes, score 4-0. If you think you own this place, you get foreclosed. I've been in my head, but it's not about a T3. I like to learn, but there's nothing you can teach me. We all got opinions.
Au contraire, mon frère.
Yeah.
I am not the loser here.
No.
As a matter of fact,
Right.
I'm what you call a winner.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh, no.
I am what you call a winner. Not just a one-time winner.
Oh, God.
Not just a
Why
two-time
is this
winner,
happening to me?
but a three-time
Three-time.
NFL Fantasy League winner. I've dominated the league. Mitch, I queued you up last week,
Right,
justifiably so.
Yeah.
I gave it to you. You were right. I gave you the Connor McDavid. I want you now to acknowledge me.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all stand around and hail the king. Three-time fantasy champion Dimitri over here, from start to finish in our fantasy league, took it to the end. In fact, it got so bad that they had to cancel the last game. That's how bad the game
That's
was.
how dominating it
That's
was.
what
They
it
had to
was.
cancel. It was a gimme. They said, Taki,
Yeah.
Tsakalaki, hey, buddy, Shani, sugar, baby, you got to get out of here. You can't compete with this.
Yeah.
Dominant performance. The team that I drafted is the team that made it all the way through. I called my shot in the text message. Mitch, you were there. I said, I will win, and I did. I've done it all, ladies and gentlemen, and now I stand as the only three-time fantasy champ. It's unbelievable. Everyone hates it. I love it. But guess what? I never liked any of you. I never needed any of you. I got my own friends.
It's true.
Championships by my backup.
It's true. Listen, he did it. He called his shot. He did send the text message to everyone. Well, like everyone else did. Oh, I got this, blah, blah. He sent it out, though. Start to finish, the guy was in the lead. The guy basically never relinquished the lead. Goes to the finals. And, even though the game did not technically end, the lead was so big, and we'll talk about that in the NFL talk in a couple of seconds here on CJSW 90.9. You're listening to us live?
That's
I'm live.
right.
Yeah.
It's the Sports Show. New handle, at Sports Show Podcast. That's the Instagram handle. I repeat, at Sports Show Podcast. We also got the Sports Show TV on the YouTube, which we're recording right now as well. So you get it in all different forums. The Amy, she does a lovely job. We love her. Congratulations on getting the keys
way to go.
to the house. That's fantastic. And CJSW 90.9 FM. We're going to talk. We got to talk NHL and football. That's pretty much making the day today, no?
That's right. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. But all kinds of hockey, and we're going to start right now, because only a day ago, the World Juniors took full stage in Halifax. It was Canada versus Czechoslovakia in the finals. But how did it get to that level? Well, Canada had to get there in a couple of tough ways. They had to beat Slovakia in overtime. Crazy game. Bedard, we'll talk about him in one quick second. But Connor Bedard, who everybody and their dog across the world was watching, put on a show, basically leaving jock straps all over the ice, destroying the Slovakians in overtime, winning 3-2. Then they take on their arch nemesis, the Americans. The Americans, bigger, stronger, tougher, baby. No chance. Why? Because there was a controversial call in that one where, with all due respect, Canada, we kind of maybe slightly hosed the U.S. players. Maybe.
Listen,
Maybe.
you can't go back now.
No, you can't. But here's the thing with it. I've been an advocate for years talking about no instant replays. I don't like them. I think it's ruining the game. And I'm so happy that they couldn't go back and change this, because this one would have been reversed. It was a call that was made on the ice by the referee. He gets emotional. He's got the crowd around him. And if this play was in the U.S. zone, in USA, and it happened the other way around, guess what? That goal would have standed probably in North Dakota if they played it there. but it wasn't. It was in Halifax. Canada scores. The crowd goes crazy. Referee says, damn rights, that's a goal. So Canada goes on to the gold medal game, taking on the team that beat them in game 1, the Czech Republic, and Canada up 2-0. Third period, everyone's feeling good, and the Czech Republic come back and tie the game, and they go to overtime. The one thing I'll say, Dimitri, in this game, what I didn't know, I wasn't really paying attention to it that much, is how they're doing the overtime now. 3-on-3 for basically 20 minutes. They're not doing the shootout anymore. They're going, there's no way you guys are going to need a shootout. 3-on-3, open ice, sudden death. I love it.
Yes, listen, for me, I just think it's the penalty, the price you pay for getting into overtime to begin with for this. I struggle still with the NHL.
Right.
I struggle still with the NHL because NHL playoffs, I should say. Regular season, it's great. NHL playoffs, I don't know if I still like the 5-on-5 with everything that's at stake.
You're a traditionalist. I get it.
But you know what? Let's start with your first point with the instant replay. I do agree with you to that, is that there has to be, I truly believe that the NHL and the NFL have done instant replay if you combine their forces the best. I'll tell you what I mean. Mm-hmm. I love in the NHL that if you get a coach's challenge a coach's challenge wrong, you get a penalty right away.
Right.
I love the fact that same thing in the NFL. You throw the flag, you get a timeout taken away, which could be costly. So It's very costly. What I will agree with is every scoring play automatically gets reviewed. And I think with this one right here, if you're going to go that route, then just have someone in the booth constantly checking these plays. Outside of that, yes, instant replays have slowed down the game. And in a weird way, as much as I love the fact that people are correcting their mistakes, I still like that human element to the game of the referees are very much a part of it in that human element. Maybe they made the wrong call. Maybe they didn't.
Exactly.
Because it gives, you know what, sports at the end of the day, look, we're fans, but guys, don't take it too serious either. It's still entertainment.
There you go. Exactly.
You know,
and we'll talk more about that.
And I think that this is a big entertainment value that keeps people talking. Now, if it's one of those, like in 1986, when Maradona actually blatantly used his hand,
right?
Okay, maybe in today,
no,
for sure,
no.
you look and say
that
might be it.
About.
However,
I don't know what you're talking about.
However, is it not one of the most iconic? Like, we're still talking about it today as the hand of God. It's in the history books.
It's the greatest header I've ever seen. Greatest header of all time. I agree. No, listen, when it comes to the replay and all that stuff, I say it once and I'll say it again. Human error is a part of life. To make things perfect, it will never be perfect. If you try to make sports perfect, it just wrecks everything. Because you know what's going to happen? Yeah, but here's the thing. Once the robots make it perfect, then it's no fun, man.
Yeah.
It's no fun. You can't yell at the referees and you can't scream at the guy, and it becomes too perfect, and it's not. I don't think sports was ever meant to be perfect. It's meant to be you make a mistake so that you go out and work out harder and become better the next game. You start becoming perfect, you're not going to have the fun that we're having now.
See, sports are like spouses.
Right.
You love them.
Yeah.
You want to strangle them sometimes.
All the time.
You know you need them.
Exactly.
And if you're going to find the perfect one, it doesn't exist.
Hey, exactly.
What'd you think of the tournament all in all?
All in all, actually well done. I mean, remember, this is the second one in kind of like the last year because of the COVID situation where they had to cancel and then redo it. Mm-hmm. So excellent. The one thing, so Canada wins in overtime. Unbelievable goal. Great play. How bad do you feel, Dimitri, when you're that Czech player that gave up the puck? Heartbreaking, because it's literally that play that ended it. But hey, that's what it's all about.
If he was Colombian in the 90s, he'd be out.
Exactly. Oh,
he'd be done.
It wouldn't be a good thing. But to your point, with the tournament, I thought was well done. The players across the world are, we've said it many, many times here, they're getting bigger, they're getting better. But ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know who Connor Bedard was before, you sure the hell do now. Connor Bedard put on a show.
Yeah,
he put on a show. And I'll be the first guy to say, he's kind of a little bit of a Connor McDavid meets John Gaudreau meets, I don't know, a Patrick Kane. Like, he's not big in stature, but talented outside the box, like outside thinking. It seems like he's already got the move figured out before he's even got the puck, a Gretzky-esque kind of thing. I am now seeing why every team is starting to tank or wanting to tank. Yeah. They're not tanking, but they're tanking to get Connor Bedard.
Yeah, I agree, Mitch. The guy is extremely talented, and he has so many abilities every which way.
Yeah.
Every which way you see it. He's so good with the puck. I mean, he does this one move where he's skating to his left, and then he chips it past the guy to his right. It's like his staple move, but he's already skating back on his right. He does these things. He's just so talented skater, puck handler, visionary. Like, yeah, he has it all. He will transition fine in the NHL.
It looks that way.
I will say this about it. I like the World Juniors as well. I thought it was a really good tournament. I thought there were a lot of great teams out there. I will say that I think pound for pound, when you look at this draft class, all across the board, you're still going to see a lot of the United States players, I think, have some, overall notable names making great careers in the NHL. I think more so than the Canadian players for this batch. And what I will say is we got to keep in mind, you basically said it but didn't say it. Canada was so lucky to win this tournament. Let's call it what it is. They just happened to be on the winning side.
That's right.
It could have gone so many different ways, a few different times for them. And so, they're resilient. It's a resilient group.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. But, I'm celebrating Canada, but this isn't one of those. I'm celebrating Connor Bedard is clearly the number one guy, but Canada is not clearly the number one team.
No.
That's how I saw it. I think so excellent hockey across the board.
Yeah.
Except if you're German.
Except if you're German or Austrian. Yeah,
German or Austrian, you got to...
The programs are not doing so well.
Look, at the end of the day, just start offering citizenship. I'm not kidding, Mitch.
I see where you're going with it.
I'm not kidding.
You shouldn't be kidding, because those were pretty bad. They got ousted pretty bad by a few teams, not just Canada. Even the U.S. put a 11 spot on one of the teams, or a 9 spot or something.
I'm just saying.
Hey, I get it. And can I also say, the Slavic goalies, this Milic kid comes up big time for Team Canada, which is really what they needed, a goalie to show up. He shows up. Team Canada in soccer, Slavic goalie. Like, what I'm saying is the Slavs here in Canada are the goalie of choice.
Yeah, they're making a lot of great Slavs.
CJSW 90.9 here we go. It's the hot list. It's the power play list here. We're off to the NHL.
Okay.
At number 5, I got 2 teams. Why? Because they're both hot, and they're both hot at the same time. It's the LA Kings and the Minnesota Wild. I never thought in my great life that I would say that the Minnesota Wild are in my top 5.
You got to give them credit. They've been playing well as of late. I still think it's going to fizzle out. They don't have the juice.
At number 4, it's the team, the center of the universe. It's the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're still making strides, still doing their thing. And this is without defense. They have no defense, but somehow they're still winning.
I got to feel sorry for the Maple Leafs for one thing.
What's that?
When they're doing poorly, everyone is always giving them flack why they're not doing so well.
Right.
If you look at this, they've hit a few, like a 3-4 game slump right now.
Right.
They're still well. I think they're like 23-9.
Yeah,
now they're getting flack for doing poor. It's great.
This is what we do.
Toronto. Hey, you want to be the center of the universe? This is what you get. Move TSN to Halifax. That's all I have to say.
That's right. That crown's a little heavy, isn't it? That's it.
What does it matter?
At number 3, it's the Eichel-less Las Vegas Golden Knights. They are still one of the hottest teams in the NHL. Eichel's coming back. We talked about this before. This guy cannot get uninjured. Like, he has to be injured, and then when he's uninjured, everyone's like, oh, this is weird.
Well, I think he's doing it for the insurance.
I think there's an insurance play
here.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, there we go.
At number 2, it's the Hurricanes, your team of choice. This team, now they're starting to really, they've gone on their heater, 13-game winning streak. This team is good. I like them, but a team I like a little bit more. They can win inside and they can win outside, and that's the Boston Bruins. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen,
you finally gave it to them.
I finally gave it to them. I had to. They have proven to me that this team can win anywhere. Put them on pond hockey, put them in Fenway Park, or put them in the Gardens. They're winning.
You want to play in the Gardens?
It's the Boston Bruins.
I'll tell you this. Hold on. You talked about my Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Pacioretty coming back.
This is what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
Baston, you better be careful.
This is going to be a great playoffs.
Hey, Baston, how you doing? I just did it because you love it.
Yeah, buddy, it's a good invitation. I like it. From there, we go to the shorthanded list. At number 5, it's Anaheim. Listen, You guys you're horrible. Like, you're just bad. Just pick up a veteran. We've talked about this over and over again. Please, just get yourselves together.
Can we run? You know how I've been advocating that the Chicago Blackhawks are going to draft Bedard? Right. I was looking at Anaheim. I go, imagine if they get it. McTavish, Terry, Zegras, Bedard. I mean, here you go next decade.
Yeah, here we go. And guess what? Yeah, Disneyland right out just outside your house.
Yeah.
Can't lose.
The Mighty Ducks?
I always talked about how Vegas has got like a crazy home field advantage. You tell me that there's other hockey teams that are coming in going, honey, you're going to Anaheim? Do you mind if me and the family come? Amazing. For the Anaheim. They're going, we're going to tire you out.
That right.
Disneyland's a big, it's a city in itself.
It's like the Vatican of entertainment.
At number 4, it's Philly. You know what? Not much to be said. At number 3, John Gaudreau and his boys. They have for those that don't listen religiously, like you as well, you should download us right away. Columbus has been on this list from day one. They are not going to leave this list. They're sticking to it. They're tough. At number 2, it's the Montreal Canadiens. Yeah. They're coming in hard. Why? Oof. Because they saw Bedard and they're like, hey, we could use a little of that. And at number 1, it's the team Dimitri already alluded to. It's the Chicago Blackhawks, worst team in the league. But it's the Chicago Montreal. I like it. And Montreal's got 2 first-round draft picks, right? And early ones, too. You never know. Could be enticing.
Could you imagine? Could you?
Bedard in Montreal might not be Listen, it looks great for Canada, but, man, that's a lot of stress on a kid right off the bat because it's not like Montreal's going to give him, hey, you got drafted. Je suis, you got drafted. You know what I mean?
The problem I have with Canadian teams is it's like,
Yeah.
They're there to ruin players.
Well, real quick, let's get into it. I wanted to talk either about the Edmonton Oilers, which I want to so badly, but I want to talk a little bit about the local team, the Calgary Flames, real quick. All I hear about, so they pull off a great win yesterday against the Islanders. I watched that game.
It was a good game. They played well.
Game. They played great.
Look, when yesterday. The Luch is scoring.
Yeah, that's when you're feeling. And by the way, vote for the Luch to get into the All-Star game.
Yes.
That's who you need in the All-Star game.
Yes.
Little Luch.
You need some grit.
Exactly. But the Flames are looking for their the sixth player to round out the top 6 in forwards for the top 2 lines. Okay,
right.
So they're looking for a winger. Here are some of the names. There's a guy, Tanner Pearson, out of Vancouver. Don't like. Yeah. Ivan Bratkovich from the Blues. Don't like. Andre Kuzmenko from also a Vancouver Canuck. Somehow we got a lot of Vancouver.
We got a lot of Canuck. Don't like. They don't need it. No.
Here's the name.
Is it Konechny?
No.
Okay.
Here's the name.
Was floated around.
That's floated around. James Van Riemsdyk out of Philly. Too much money though. $7 million. This guy. $7 million.
No, I don't like it.
Here's the other name. Again, too expensive. We're not going to be able to afford him. Brock Besser out of Vancouver as well.
Now we're talking.
We're talking some business.
Yeah. Now
but there's no way you're going to keep this.
Oh, you got to pay to play.
Here's the name that I love though. Tino Meyer, San Jose.
Okay. See, you saved the best 2 for last.
Right.
This is kind of the stuff we need here.
Now, here's my thing on it. Bring him in. You're going to lose him at the end of the season because he's a UFA.
Right.
So you bring him in. You rent them. I like the rent.
I don't mind the rent.
I don't mind the rent
It's
either.
like leasing a car.
Right.
Once you actually start getting into the details, it's not so bad. Mm-hmm. Like right now,
I know it.
The Flames have basically financed Kadri and Huberdeau.
Right.
Now you're stuck with the term. If you lease, you can just get in and out.
That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe the interest rate's a little bit higher.
That's a little higher.
They got the room. I got to tell you something. I got to throw it out there.
Sure.
I'll tell you what they need to do.
What's
they
that?
need to grab Mangiapane because, hey, you got paid.
Right.
But I don't see anything on the score sheets.
Ooh.
I'm not seeing this. I'm not seeing this.
Hot take.
I'm not seeing this 30-goal guy that I saw last year.
What have I told you about guys that get paid? What have I said on this very podcast over and over again?
Don't get me started, Mitch. We don't got enough time.
We don't. Ladies and gentlemen, we're off.
There's microphones. Look at this.
Yeah, you're tangled up there.
Tangled.
We're off to the NFL. 90.9. You're listening live on CJSW right now. Don't change that dial.
Don't do it. It's the only sports show that's on this station.
And dare I say, we're the only sports show in all of Calgary.
I think we're the best.
I think we're literally the best.
I think so.
I know we're only on once a month, but hey, we're that good.
Our podcast is week to week. It's just CJSW's once a month.
Yeah, we got to talk to them.
it.
Can we talk to the guys about it?
We tried to.
I know.
That's political.
Okay, we're off to the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you've seen it. Even if you're not an NFL fan, you saw on the news, you saw it everywhere. Damar Hamlin is a player on the Buffalo Bills, and Monday Night Football, a very scary moment happened. The guy went into cardiac arrest, falls onto the field, and everybody rushes to help him out and save him. Thank God, we can actually report right now he's actually the intubator and all that stuff, the breathing tubes, all the instruments are out of him. He's breathing on his own. He's still, obviously very weak and tired and hurt. However, a very scary moment. Monday Night Football. I'm watching it live, Dimitri, and I couldn't believe what I witnessed. The way he fell and everything is just still playing around in my mind a little bit. What's happened is we are in the that was the second last week of the season. We're off to the last week of the season, and it's caused controversy. Why? Because they actually will cancel that game, meaning Buffalo and Cincinnati now are one less game than everyone else as we head, and they are the top 3 teams in the AFC. First off, Dimitri, real quick, what did you think of that whole event? What were your thoughts going through your mind when you saw that?
You know what? I'm gonna throw a lot of hot takes here. I'm just gonna take you through my whole timeline.
Sure.
When you see something like that, you know something instantly is wrong.
Right.
Like something's wrong. You're like, oh my goodness. Right. And at first, I got to be honest, when they carted him off, I was surprised that they even canceled the game, Mitch.
Right.
A lot of people are gonna give me flack. I'm just saying this is me watching the game right now.
Right.
Take it easy for a sec.
Yeah.
So I'm watching, and I'm like, why are they okay, he's carted off. Like, I've seen people get broken legs. I've seen people pass out, concussions, knocked out cold. And, why wouldn't they just finish the game? But then when you see how rattled everyone was, and I think that's the thing that we forget is, watching it on TV, I'm like, oh my goodness, this guy he got up.
Yeah.
And then he just dropped,
yeah.
Which means, okay, something bad, but everyone was so rattled. So, you know what? It's heartbreaking. It's you know what? It's really, really tough because this is the part this is the unfortunate part of the business of sports is that right away when that happened, of course, there is focus on the media side, but there's still a lot of work to be done. And I got to say this, you guys love or hate the executives and the people that run these leagues, but you got to realize when you have millions upon millions, dare I say, in some cases you get the Super Bowl, billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Partnerships, sponsorships, obligations, networks, the league franchises, the ownership. Like when you have so many things going on, you got to also credit a little bit the organizations that buckle down to try to find a solution.
Right.
And and I think what I was really happy about knowing that he's okay now is really seeing how everyone buckled down and got to work. Everyone just kind of manned the station. It's almost like getting called to war, right? Like you're on the battleship and all of a sudden, the sub is emerging and everyone's like, man your station, boom. But it's heartbreaking. I got to also say this. I'm surprised it took so long in the NFL. Yeah. I got to be honest. Like this is a hard league and we don't really see a lot of these things happening, Mitch.
No. I'll just say this. I was really proud, to be honestly. Like, I've been watching NFL all my life, and I was actually very proud of how well they handled everything. Sometimes you say to yourself, do we really need that many doctors on the sidelines? Do we need that ambulance there? Well done. You're right. To your point, it's never happened really before. Mm-hmm. And to see all those procedures actually needed, like COVID, we saw firsthand. COVID comes around. We're like, what do we do? Okay, we're going to play games without people in the stands. All right, that worked out. We move on. This was never done before, right? You know what I mean? So if COVID ever happens again, and if this, knock on wood, ever happens again, they are playing. But ladies and gentlemen, you got to hand it to the NFL and all the staff there. I mean, they immediately, they're used to seeing guys with strains and broken legs, not somebody going to cardiac arrest right on the field and have to literally work right away to make it happen. So thank God Damar is okay. His charity, this guy had $2,500 in his charity prior to starting. Last I checked, it was at $6.5 million. So really? Well done to the Bills Mafia and the whole NFL and everyone that got involved to really push it over. We're off. Now, this is the last week of the NFL season. There's teams that are just on the brink of getting in. Packers, let's go, boys. Sunday night, we win, we're in. I have a hot take for it next week. because I'm happy, but I'm not happy.
Guy,
I'll leave you on the cliffhanger.
Okay.
All right. It's buy or sell.
Hold on. Before we get to buy or sell, can I just say one thing?
Go ahead.
For all of you that are watching and or listening and trying to go over and understand the rules, don't.
Yeah.
Don't read them.
Don't try.
Just let it pan out,
Let
okay?
it work out.
Because this honestly looked like, I was starting to read it, and it sounded and looked like, I'm like, great, am I starting a board game from scratch with all my friends? Like, you know when you pull the rule book out, and you're like, okay, player 2 gets to go second after the green unless you pick up a card that, you know what? Don't. Just let it happen.
Let it happen.
Relax. Let it happen.
Long story short, for those that watch a lot of NFL or you don't, they're going to do coin flips. That's it. End of the conversation. It's weird, yes, but it has to be done.
Just let it happen.
Here we go. We're off to buy or sell in the NFL. These are teams that are about to make the playoffs or not. You tell me if you like your.
If it's the Jags, I'm buying. Tell me.
Jags, buy or sell.
Is it?
Well, I got them in the list.
Buy.
Titans mean sell? Sell the Titans.
Sell them.
Buy in Kansas City?
Buy.
Buffalo.
Buy.
Oh, you know what? They got a little motivation now, for sure. The Dolphins. Are the Dolphins going to make it?
Sell. Nope.
Sell.
Nope.
Chargers, they're in. Do you like them?
Oh, you want to buy.
You want to buy some Chargers.
You want to buy some Chargers.
Do you want to buy some Seattle?
Sell.
The Lions, sell?
Sell.
What about a little Pittsburgh?
Sell.
I say buy some Pittsburgh. This team just can't lose,
Sell.
baby. They can't lose. Somehow they always do it. I don't know how. They just keep doing it. All right, last one. Green Bay Packers, buy or sell?
Or you want to buy, and you want to buy the futures on the Packers.
Oh, hot take.
If they win.
Yeah.
If they win.
Right. Watch out.
Watch it.
That I will say this.
Watch it.
I don't want to. You know what? I'm not going to say anything.
Let
it's
it
our
go.
Team. I'm not saying
Let
anything.
it go. We got 26 minutes.
We got that.
We're off the rapid. Are we doing the rapid thing?
Here we go.
Okay, here we go. Quick.
Prince Harry says he lost his virginity behind a pub, and it was with an older woman. Do you think he paid his tab before he went outside?
Oh, he also lost his other set too.
The NHL will be, or maybe. Oh my God! The NFL will require a coin toss to determine home field advantage in the playoffs. Are you a head or tails guy?
All head.
AI is so advanced that it can now write you a short story with the words you give it. Scary, not scary.
I'm still getting the smart people in class to write my essays.
National championship is being played in LA on Monday. TCU versus Georgia. Number one, who do you got in that game? And secondly, did you hear? No tailgating.
First of all, I got Georgia. Second of all, shame on you.
Last one. Power slap is a new invention from UFC president Dana White. Worth watching or no?
I am not touching any of that.
No?
Next. No, just go.
That's rapid banter. And by the way,
I hear
have a Greek moms division. I'm in.
Listen,
I'm in.
I hear they're canceling or he's out or something because of
the scenario. Well, I just use them because people don't know.
Okay, that's why I don't want to touch that one.
I see what you're saying.
I don't want to go anywhere near that.
Power stops again.
Not yet.
All right.
I got you with the hairy one. Eh?
Yeah, that was pretty good. I saw that. I saw this. Like this guy.
I just can't.
You give up royalty and you give up other things too. You know.
But he gave up royalties to get royalties. Yeah. Shame on you. That's all I got to say. It's my take. It's my take.
That's his take.
My take.
CJSW 90.9 here. You're listening to the Sports Show with Mitch and Dimitri. Download us today because hey. It's the greatest thing
what
that's
else
ever
you
going to
do? Come on.
Yeah, listen, when you're at work and you're bored out of your mind, you need a little something. We're going to entertain you. We're going to have some fun. All right? Here we go. It's pass or fail. So during the holiday season, Dimitri, what did we do? We ate.
Yep.
We slept.
Yep.
We binge watch movies. And when I was binge watching movies, if people listened to us a couple weeks ago, they know that I was watching Star Wars. And what did I say about it? It's not the Star Wars scenario. It's the acting was so bad. Here we go. It's pass or fail. Worst actors. Are you ready?
Oh, okay.
Chuck Norris. Pass or fail.
So if I say pass, it means I like him.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll pass.
Pass.
You got to give it to him.
You got to give it to him.
Delta Force?
Exactly. Who else could do it? Tell me another actor that could do the Delta Force.
Not Delta Force.
Exactly. Lindsay Lohan. Pass or fail?
Fail.
I disagree. I'm loving Lohan. Not.
Listen,
you know she was my childhood crush.
Really?
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, mind you, I'm a lot older than her, but whatever.
Overall, I got to say fail. Mean Girls was all right.
Yeah, great movie.
Great movie.
David Hasselhoff.
Ooh, that's a tough one. You know what? It pains me to say this. Overall fail. I think he was good in Baywatch, but not good anywhere else. However,
in Germany, he's the Michael Jackson in Germany.
You play "Jump in My Car" by David Hasselhoff,
That's
and
right.
I'm dancing.
He's a pass all day over here. Sharon Stone.
Pass.
Pass. Greatest actress of all
Come
time.
on,
dare I say,
come
okay?
on.
Tom Green, Canadian.
Fail.
Yeah. Oh, horrible.
Terrible.
How did that guy ever make it? Really?
Terrible.
Okay, a couple of sports figures. Hulk Hogan.
Pass.
How about this guy?
No, he's a fail.
What
Let's
about
go
this
with
guy?
this.
What
He's a
about this
fail.
guy? Sly Stallone.
Pass.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah,
crazy?
yeah,
Come
yeah.
on.
Great, right? I agree.
Okay,
Some
one
people
more minute.
Last one, Elizabeth Berkley.
Got me in my hormones.
I normally would give her a fail,
Right.
but when you give me Saved by the Bell
Yeah.
and Showgirls, I don't care what else that you've done. Those two bodies of work are fantastic. Pass. Pass. Elizabeth Berkley, pass. Because it is all right, because we are Saved by the Bell. We are Saved by the Bell at the University Station 90.9 FM, the CJSW. We're Saved by the Bell by the Sports Show, playing every week. Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, Sports Show TV, at Sports Show Podcast. Amy, do it. At Sports Show Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 241. It's one for the books. We got to shove it in the locker because we do got to hit the showers. We only get half hour on this week. Here,
Have a great week.
How you doing?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Pacho.
Happy New Year, Kamal, Adam, Cam, everyone, the whole lot.
The whole lot.
The whole lot of them.
Give us more time. We need more time.
I got a fever.
Look at this.
And the only prescription is more sports show.
More time on the sports show.
We're so cheesy, because we're just blasting them on air. But whatever. What do we got to lose?
It's the only way we can communicate.
That's it. It's a new year, new attitude.
Yes.
This is the new us. Are you ripping?
Yeah.
Yeah. Take your contract in.
See, McMahon's back on the thing.
3 times.
You don't know me when it drop, then I'm mostly what they bopping. You can say what you got when it's Tuesday, I be locked in.